Hello and welcome to I Want to Grow, and I Want to Grow, you hear it all the time from me, it's about our growth, right? But on this occasion, we're celebrating the British Council. We're celebrating the work that they do for others. But today we have a very, very special guest that, again, has been part of those ripples. Fodil, thank you so much for coming on and celebrating with me about the British Council.
Thank you. Thank you for the invitation, Steve. I would like to thank the British Council for this invitation. I'm happy to be here to celebrate as well the growth of the British Council over the years, and also celebrate my contribution, our contribution to this fantastic adventure, I would say.
The way that you just said that about their and your contribution and their contribution, I think that sums up the British Council, right?
Correct.
Is that you're all working together for one purpose, and that's to help others, help and support others, and create as many ripples as you possibly can. And I know I'm using that word ripple, but I can't explain it any other way. The way that it's touching so many different people's lives, it's unbelievable.
That's true, yeah. Sometimes we've just been invited or supported to contribute, to encourage things, and then you meet people, and I would say the web grows, and we met people from all over the world just through the British Council here in Qatar and maybe in other places. So.
And just that is massive. It's just complete. It's just wonderful. The network, when you come to a different country, I think that's the hardest thing to grow, right?
Correct, yeah.
Is reputation and the network. Knowing people that are in your industry, or knowing people that's got your specific likes and kind of they're there to grow people, and that's what I like about them.
Yeah, this network existed before we arrived here in Qatar, and it still exists, and it will exist probably after we leave. And when you come to a place and you already have people you might know indirectly or directly, and through the network, I would say netted by the British Council, that's very wonderful.
Yeah, 90 years. 90 years. It's quite, it's breathtaking really with what they've done. I'm proud to be British. Tell us a little bit more, introduce yourself, tell us a little bit about what you do.
Well, I'm Fodil Fadli, I'm an architect, a designer, I'm an educator as well. I did my PhD in Huddersfield University a few years ago, and it was in the Yorkshire. And then I worked in the UK. I came to Qatar more than 10 years ago, more than a decade. And I'm in Qatar University now, teaching architecture, doing research, providing consultancy in design. And here I am, and working together with the British Council as well in several occasions, several opportunities.
Huddersfield?
Yeah.
Of all the places, Huddersfield's a great place. But the weather, where are you from originally?
I'm from Algeria.
Okay,
yeah.
So it's the climate is a little bit different from Huddersfield to Algeria.
Yeah. From a Mediterranean setting to a Pennine setting, I would say, in West Yorkshire. But it was a very good adventure. I've been all around in the UK, from Wales to Northern Ireland to England. And then in
we
the
could
Gulf.
talk about hours about this, because I've been to all of those places.
That's good, yeah.
Yeah. So with you, tell us some of the things that you've been working with and collaborating with.
With the British Council, I think since I came here, just in the beginning, we got involved. There were quite competitions, like I remember the public art competition, the settings with the students as well. And also with collaborators, artists from all over the world. They were here in Doha with the British Council, setting up the preparations for the World Cup as well, the involvement of the British Council. The other things, we had design competitions. So we had I would say, events within the university in collaboration with the British Council. It was quite wonderful to have Qatari architects like Ibrahim Jaidah. We had international artists as well. They were all contributing with the presence of students from the architecture and other fields, arts and design and so on here in Qatar. It was quite interesting. Yeah.
And what does it mean? You're in Qatar University, unbelievable university. What you do is quite breathtaking. Also, the kind of the innovation, the academia, just unbelievable.
It is a great experience, and Qatar University, Qatar in general, Qatar University in specific, offer those opportunities, and we can collaborate with a lot of partners worldwide. So we have these huge opportunities into delivering top academic, I would say, programs, but also do research, innovation with colleagues from Britain through Qatar University, Qatar Research Funds, and also the British Council, because there were schemes for research, schemes for innovation, and that was very exciting, I would say, and I keep these contacts all over.
So again, we're talking about these ripples, the contacts that you've got all around the world. Where I want to bring it, Qatar University, you're bringing in different programs, different competitions. You see artists coming in from good artists coming in to help. Students are learning from it. What is that like to see the changes that you must see with those connections and the experience that they're gaining for so many people?
It's how do I say it's like bringing the best of the best all together and try to nurture them. So we are learning from each other through this amazing mixture, I would say, of professionals, practitioners, especially in the field of architecture and design. And then you have these very motivated students who want to learn all the time. And in Qatar, we have this, it's an iconic setting, an international iconic setting where you have world-renowned architects, some of them British as well, like Norman Foster, and designing like very iconic buildings, very iconic architectural, I would say, masterpieces, and this is wonderful. And British Council was there, and it will be here again. So and so on. Yeah.
And with all the, because it's fascinating. I wish we had a whole day to talk about this, but with the things that you've done with them, it's like it. What are those highlights that really stood out? Those moments that you look at it and say you'll never forget.
I have to dig into the memory. It's we had quite a lot of opportunities. As I mentioned, the public art. I remember competition where the students were involved in hands-on activities with artists. I remember from South America, from Europe, from North Africa, from the Middle East, and they started learning how to bring their own experiences, their own skills, and mix them with all these international flavors, I would say, learning from hands-on practice, design encounters. The other thing was a talk we had with Ibrahim Jaidah and Muhammad was the artist who redesigned, I think, the parts in some historic areas in Qatar. And the students were there, but also we had international figures who were visiting Qatar at that time, and they were brought in. And the students had always see this as very exciting and very nurturing experiences, because they learn through experienced people. So
the World Cup was fascinating. It was a wonderful,
unique experience.
It was unique.
Yeah.
But there were so many things that the British Council was leading there. The murals, the different things that all these students got involved in.
True, there were a lot of, I would say, events organized by the British Council in collaboration with different entities here in Qatar, like the Supreme Committee and Qatar University and other institutions. And it was wonderful to see all this, I would say, experienced people bringing in this motivating moments to the students and the young generation for the future. And the World Cup was a unique, I would say, experience. You would live only once in your life. So,
I love what they do. I was interviewing a lady yesterday, and she was saying that it began touching her life when she was 7 years old, and she still got the certificate from the British Council that actually led her life from there, in the sense that she was always involved in different things with the British Council. It has that effect, right? So you see students, and this is what I'm trying to, you see students on a daily basis. Am I over exaggerating what it's doing for them?
No, I think it's I would see it as a guide or a guidance. So it tells you, as you said, about this lady from year 7. So it's when she was 7, it's a childhood, and then you go to become a teenager and an adult, and you are experienced, a human, I would say. So it's the same way, and it's a life experience. It's there with you. It's like a member of the family. So, or we become members of a big family, of a large family.
I believe that too, and I believe that the cultural aspect is I love what it's doing because it's bringing people together, okay? And when people can communicate and people can appreciate other different cultures, other different ways of thought, ways that people care for one another, I think that's just, the world needs more of it, right?
It's true. We need all this. I would say it's a gathering, international gathering, in probably different places, because now we have the technology. We are always in communications. You can communicate from all over the world, and you are here, this big family, this big community, in I would say good, motivational and positive spirits. So
they're like our parents.
Yeah.
They're like our parents. They've got 90 years of experience.
Very old.
Of course.
Very experienced.
Yeah, very experienced in experience in all different ways. And there's multiple ways that you have to be able to manage. And it's being like a parent, right? Because you're always kind of having to manage the kids because they're all different. And then you get the grandchildren. And you're seeing, and literally in these last few days, I'm seeing that they're talking about their father, and they're talking about how they learned English in the very early days, and now they're really grown up and they're still using the British Council. So they're not just they are a family member, but they've become a father, a brother, a sister, a father, a mother, a grandparent. They're every one of them.
It's the growth, is the growth, the connection, and the link. I would say is this. Historic link over time, which brings all people together, either from different cultures, from different backgrounds, but they are all there under one umbrella, one community, I would say. Yeah.
It's wonderful what you're saying, and it's wonderful to hear the difference it makes with those students, because that's what we're here for, right? We're here to help others. We're here to support and guide. What message would you want to give to the British Council right now with this opportunity?
I would say keep doing what you're doing. Keep doing in a good way what you do best, is bringing people together, creating these opportunities which only the British Council can offer, and keep this family together, as you mentioned. Going over years, going over decades, now going over centuries. Keep things together, keep them improving, create those positive opportunities, atmosphere, attitude, and we can do it always together. That's very important. Yeah.
And this sounds like a big statement, but the world's a better place with the British Council.
Correct. Yeah, yeah, I do agree, because you feel these traditional aspects, this traditional touch, but also you feel this international, I would say, aspects of the British Council. Wherever you go, you will hear about the British Council. As you mentioned, in Qatar, it's been here since 1972. It's 52 years. It's quite a long time. So, and all over the world you will find it. So
it's staggering, really. And the more and more I hear about it and the work they do, the unassuming work sometimes that they do, is I don't know. I thought I love doing what I do, but to see these guys and what they've achieved in again, it's not ripples anymore. There's waves. The kind of and really, if you just took stock and see the power that they've had and influence, it's quite staggering. For the good.
Yeah, it is. As I told you, I would say it's a unique endeavor they have done all over the time, all over the places. in different places of the world, connected to Britain, to the British Council. This is very unique, I would say. I don't know about other, I would say, cultural councils around the world who would have done the same thing as the British Council had done so far. So it's quite amazing. Yeah.
It is quite amazing, and it does, because sometimes we're hit with all this bad news in different things that are happening around the globe, and sometimes that bad news, that bad press, the negativity can have an effect on individuals, but people just got to go and see what they're doing for others, because this world's not in such a bad place.
No, we have to look at the bright side, so to keep you going. If we just look at negativities, we will become negative. But as you mentioned, with the British Council, with colleagues in the field, with the young generation, the students, the kids, I'm sure there are a lot of good things awaiting for us and awaiting for the next generation with the British Council, with other good people around the world. So.
I love Qatar University.
Thank you.
That must be so rewarding for you.
It is a really good experience, and it's a nice place to work in. And there are a lot of good opportunities, and through colleagues, through collaborators, as the British Council, we do flourish, we do grow, we do develop, and Qatar University is a good place to be.
It's very diverse for nationalities.
Yes, it's huge.
Yeah, very diverse for nationalities. It's kind of what they're producing. Have you seen, in the 10 years that you've been here, have you seen a remarkable difference?
There has been a huge growth either in the number of colleges, the number of students, the number of specialities we have, the programs, the development. In the department where I am, in the architecture urban planning, we gained what we call the NAB International Certification, which is an international US-based accreditation of architecture program. We have good connections with the UK, with schools over there, around the world, in Europe, in the GCC region, in North America and South America. There is this network, there is this connection all over the world through Qatar University, through the work we do with the students in research, in academia, in innovation. I mean, architecture is already an international flavored profession, or more than a profession. So it's a way of living.
But you guys, we need to pat Qatar University on the back, because what you're producing there is setting new standards on a yearly basis.
That's true. Yeah, we keep growing, we keep developing. I always say the one who doesn't evolve will regress. So it's a way to have this great support and to push it forward. It's always good. Yeah.
Now, there is one question that I know that some people are coming up with it really quickly, but some people take their time in thinking about it. What is that one word that describes best to you the British Council?
Unique. I was thinking about it when we were talking, and I think I said 2 or 3 times the word unique. I would say the British Council is unique in the way it does things, in the way it prepares things, in the way it sets things, in the way it brings people together in a very, I would say, unique cultural aspects. This word unique doesn't mean it's very disconnected from the global way we do things. It's unique in its globality, but it's unique in its way of doing things and the specificities as well. That keeps every individual in the word unique, but also part of this large family. It's like you have a family, you have few kids, and each one has a personality, has its own character. They are unique, but they are part of this large family, and growing together and looking always for good things together.
I don't know of any better way to end this podcast right now with that statement. Thank you so much for coming on. Thank you for sharing. It's been a real pleasure, and thank you for all the hard work you and the university is doing, because you keep on raising the bar.
Thank you very much, Steve. I would like to thank the British Council. I would like to thank you personally, and I would like to thank all people in the British Council. All over the years we've been collaborating, and hopefully more to come for this unique,
many more years to come. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.